Hello everyone, this is Silent Philosopher signing in once again for another edition of C Blog. And this time, I know it's been a while since I signed in this. I sounded rarely very consistent, but when I get a thought, I want to share it. And this thought before I lose this thought, I want to share with you, and it has to do with um, um, marriage and society, particularly um, like touch upon same-sex marriage, no, um, and also the culture. Um, um, it's safe to say that I've been having growing pains when it comes to the issue of gay marriage, because um, you know, as I become more more I've I've I've, I've become uh more inclined to to civil liberties, and with with the rise of the the the, the increase exposure of the libertarian message, I've become more inclined to that. Um, Part of this is that each individual could should be um, able to live his own life without the government interference. And of course, gay marriage falls into that issue, but I'm not gonna go there because that's a whole nother issue, and I'm gonna go to the more conservative side, why we oppose gay marriage in the first place. And I'm gonna take this message toward I, I think towards the culture of America, because that is where I can do the most change. No, it seems to me that is not only it is not only um, futile to do it from the top down. It basically goes against the beliefs that we want less government. So if we want to change people's lives, really change them, we can't just mandate them to change. We gotta speak to them in individual level, and particularly um 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 the reason why I concerned, you know, with about families that come from same-sex couples is because they 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 grow up with a warped view of gender roles and the family, and we all heard the argument, I mean, people of different sexual orientation should be allowed to marry, and and it doesn't hurt other people as long as it's private, it means their own lives. But there's one thing that that goes on that marriage is not only an individual event, but also it is a sociological framework, and and particularly when it comes to the roles of men and women. I mean, if if, uh, if a person grows up with a parent with two same-sex parents, though, um, whether it be uh, two women or two men, I mean, how would exactly he know that what exactly it means to be a man? I mean, or a woman. I mean, sure, it can the the culture and people around it could say could show you what it is, but really, when um no a mother or a woman can't teach his son what is properly to be a man, and in some ways also the the father can't teach the daughter what a good husband or what a good wife should look like. So I mean, it um and when you don't when the child doesn't have that, it comes to um grow up with a warped view of of gender roles, and this warped view of gender roles didn't just start with the gay rights movement. Yeah, I think um, the gay rights movement always likes to pride itself that it is akin to civil rights of movement of equal rights. Well, I would compare it. I would I would correct it that it is more in line with modern feminism than it is with the civil rights movement. Now, let me get that clear. Let me make it clear that historic feminism I have nothing against. Historic feminism, when it comes to women's suffrage, when women were denied property rights and voting rights, and they fought those rights, those are legitimate causes. But what I'm but modern feminism was born in the 70s uh, with women's liberation movement, and Gloria Steinem, and what did that cause? How did it impact gender roles? Well, I would I would think it's safe to say that it warped gender roles because um um the modern feminists wanted uh, want to and still want to make the case that women and men are the same, and uh, which, what I mean by is that there's no uh, there's no clear difference. No, uh, gender is just a label. It's just how you're brought up. No, and you and as far as biologically, we see that the lines blur when it comes to transgender, because but he is a man, but he has woman's parts, or he's a woman who has man's parts. So this this blurs the gender roles to completely. So it started with a feminist because the feminists wanted to change, was to destroy any differences between men and women, whether sociological or biological or and and one of the ways that they did this is before the women's liberation movement is the sexual revolution, which embraced a new morality. Uh, it 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 was it was a upside down world. Um, um, Basically, it rejected the moral norms of the previous generations while embracing the the what you call the moral, the new morals, which is peace and uh, equality. I mean, so morality is not what you do as far as your your private life, or but what you um but to promote peace. No, yeah, the hippies. So sex, booze, this is the excessive norm, and but the problem is that um, this the sexual revolution and the women's liberation in blurring the same lines of the between men and women. The problem was that biologically women uh, wasn't designed to act like men, no, because let's let's be clear, um, man can get away with one night stand and with any woman he wants, so he could, you know, go on have sexual escapades and and shamefully not not be held responsible because he could, you know, um, not bear the responsibility, while women had to live with that responsibility when a pregnancy occurred. Um, well, what was the solution? It was 1973, the the legalization of abortion. Uh, in other words, abortion became, oh, because man, women shouldn't no women should do whatever they need to do without uh, the consequence or responsibility of being my mother. So abortions became another form of birth control. No, so no so that for the moment equalize men and women, but uh, as far as emotionally, um, no, um, and I see it more. Women are more sensitive when it comes to infidelity. They, I could see if they catch a man, um, with other uh, uh, their man to other women, it break it it breaks them because they're geared to be emotional, and still and no you um just because you this took care, so to speak, of the baby part doesn't mean the emotions go um, out the door. Um, um, you, in this case, you you flush the water and the baby, the bath. You flush the bathtub and the baby as well. So um, so um, and that um, um, and tr feminism on the country of liberating women um, from sexual exploitation actually made matters worse, because now women have this uh, can act the same shameless ways as men have for hundreds of years. Well, to me, progress is not um, equalizing the 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 immoral behavior. For me, to better ourselves, we need to make men more accountable for their actions. No, that's one of the things of child support. But apart from also the other apart from child support, you gotta see also what the welfare component. And you see, um, so these women are engaging in promiscuous sex, having multiple partners, so they if um, some of them have the incentive not to abort but to have children, so you can have government subsidize their child. So and and as long as they don't get married, as long as are single parent, more child they have, the more the state is incentivized to give them. So in other words, it warps, you know, feminism as practiced here has warped the role of gender. You know, the man is no longer the 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 caretaker of the home, the leader. He's no longer the one who provides sustenance. No, so if um, gay marriage is just one step in that um, um, warp mind, warp view of gender roles. And when you know, it is not people say, oh, um, gay marriage is just like interracial marriage. No, um, the kids will grow up, no, healthy. No, look at kids of interracial marriage. They go, oh, well, why shouldn't um, um, kids of same-sex couples, no, have the same um, right? No, the problem is that interracial marriage didn't blur the roles of gender. They still were there. Well, gay marriage totally destroys and blurs the roles of gender. Um, so it is not the same. No, it can never be the same. So um, that was my thoughts on gay marriage and how it affects um, how is so the sociological effect, no, no, of gay marriage. No, so that's That's all I wanted to talk about. God bless you, and I hope we talk more of this subject later.